Glamis Castle, Scotland's cursed secret. Welcome, listeners. Tonight, we journey to the heart of Scotland, the land of myths and legends, to a structure that looks like it leapt from a fairy tale, yet holds centuries of horror behind its walls. Glamis Castle. Glamis is not just a castle. It is a dark monument to Scottish royal history, blood feuds, and three great, chilling secrets. This is where the Queen Mother spent her childhood, and the ancestral home of the Bowes-Lyon family, of which Queen Elizabeth II is a descendant. But do not expect a palace story. Glamis is famed for whispers passed down through generations, unresolved mysteries, and the souls trapped within its stone walls. The vengeance of the Grey Lady approximate 4 minutes. Let us begin with the castle's oldest and most poignant ghost, the Grey Lady. This is none other than Janet Douglas, Lady Glamis, a noble and beautiful woman who lived in the 16th century. But her fate was cruel. King James V, fueled by a personal hatred for the Douglas family, wrongly accused Janet of horrific crimes like witchcraft and attempting to poison the king. Despite all her protests and oaths of innocence, Janet was found guilty under the shadow of false witnesses. On July 17, 1537, she was tied to the stake and burned alive on Castle Hill in Edinburgh, forced to witness her own son watch her execution. As Janet Douglas's body turned to ash, her soul returned to Glamis Castle with a vow of vengeance. She is believed to wander the castle to this day. Sometimes she is seen in the chapel, kneeling and praying at the altar. But the most known account says that as the castle's grand clock approaches the hour, the Grey Lady appears, like the shadow of the flames, at the very place her innocence ended. Some visitors claim to hear the smell of burnt flesh and a vague, agonizing scream. She is not just a ghost. She is a frozen moment of royal cruelty and injustice. Earl Beardy's cursed game approximate 5 minutes. Another dark tale added to the spirits of Glamis belongs to the 4th Earl, known as Earl Beardy. The story begins on a Sabbath night in the late 15th century. Earl Beardy was sitting in the castle with his guests, but he was restless and felt a sinful desire. He wanted to play cards that night. However, his pious guests and servants absolutely refused to gamble on the holy day. The Earl grew enraged, roaring, "If no mortal man will play with me, then let the devil himself come and play." The answer to this curse challenge was swift. A mysterious stranger, dressed in all black with a long, dark beard, appeared at the door. This man, without a doubt, was the devil himself. The Earl and the stranger retreated to a hidden room in the castle, and the door was locked. The curses, the sounds of wood, and the angry shouts coming from inside enveloped the entire castle. The next morning, when the door was broken down, the room was empty. Earl Beardy and the mysterious stranger had vanished. But the pact on the door was sealed. The Earl had agreed to play with the devil in exchange for his soul. Legend has it that this secret room is still sealed somewhere in the castle today. Earl Beardy's soul is condemned to play cards for all eternity. On certain nights, a disturbing, rhythmic sound can be heard from the depths of the castle. The sound of the Earl's spirit throwing an invisible die onto the table. Click, click, click. The sounds of gambling pierce the castle's silence as the torment of eternity. The monster of Glamis and the secret chamber approximate 6 minutes. Narrator. Yet, the greatest, most terrifying, and best-kept secret of Glamis Castle is the legend of the monster of Glamis. This is not just a ghost story. It is a heavy curse that the Bowes-Lyon family has carried for centuries. The tale begins in the early 19th century. A strange event occurred at the birth of the family's firstborn heir, Thomas Lyon Bowes. According to official records, the infant died shortly after birth. But whispers began to spread in the castle. The baby had not died. It had been born a terribly deformed, human-like creature. To hide this disgrace, the family announced the baby's death and locked the creature in a secret chamber, concealed in the oldest, darkest part of the castle. This monster is said to have lived for more than 100 years. The secret is so sacred that in each generation, it is known only to the Earl, the heir, and the estate manager. When the heir turns 21, his father takes him to the chamber and reveals the family curse and the terrifying secret of the creature imprisoned within. This is the dreadful price the family had to pay for its wealth. It is claimed that some brave visitors have tried to locate the secret room by tapping on different walls of the castle. Once, a stonemason visiting the castle told the Earl that a room was missing from the castle and that he could find it. The Earl hired the mason, but a few days later paid him a large sum of money and ordered him to leave Scotland, never to return. Everyone who knew the location of the room was silenced. Even today, castle guides deny the existence of this secret room. But visitors sometimes swear they hear slow, shuffling footsteps or muffled, animal-like moans echoing from behind the walls. The rage of the monster of Glamis, from its centuries of captivity, is said to reverberate through the stones. The price of the family curse lives on in those chilling moans. The secrets of Glamis Castle are as dense as the Scottish fog, resisting resolution. It is not just a noble residence, but a fossilized cemetery of the past, of curses, and of the darkest truths humanity is forced to hide. And the walls, forever, will continue to whisper that silent, chilling truth. Good night.